Hi everybody, it's Abby Ashley here, founder of the Virtual Savvy. Today I want to share with you my top secret for getting clients. Now, yesterday I showed you a few ways to find clients, how to go into Facebook groups, how to be searching for terms like VA and virtual assistant inside of those Facebook groups. And now I'm going to show you what you do once you actually find one of those jobs. What do you do from there? Whenever you send a person a private message or an email and say, hey, I saw your job, I'm interested, what do you do? How do you make yourself stand out? And what's the secret to getting that person to be your next client? Let me tell you, it's important that you do stand out. I recently posted in 2 or 3 Facebook groups that I was looking for a virtual assistant, and I got almost 40 responses, and that's a lot. And that's not to be scary, because let me tell you, out of those 40 responses, there were very few, maybe 1 or 2, that actually took the time to send me something personal, that actually took the time to do what I'm telling you to do inside of this secret method. And so that's why it's important. I'm going to show you what other people aren't willing to do in order to stand out in your proposal. So first, let's go over what not to do. Whenever you see somebody posting a job, so say you're looking in your Facebook groups and you see someone say, hey, I'm looking for a virtual assistant. Any recommendations? What you definitely don't want to do is comment and say, hey, I'm a virtual assistant, I'm interested. That doesn't work. It just doesn't. What happens with that is it puts the ball back in the client's court to do their research on you, to look and see if there's any reviews on you, to go and see what your work is, to research you out. And what you want to do is you want to make it as easy as possible for them to hire you. So that also means that you don't just comment and say, hey, I'm interested, here's my website, and do a link to your website. Now, I know that your website may be awesome. Maybe you don't have a website, so this part isn't for you. But if you do have a website, I know you put a lot of work into it, and so you want to put it out there. But the thing is it's still just putting that ball in the client's court, and it's not really doing anything to wow them. What is it that's going to put you above everybody else that responds to that job request? It comes down to 3 steps. Step 1, do your research. I want you to take your time. Take your time to research the client. Whoever posted this job, if it's something that you really want, take some time. Take 20, 30 minutes to research your client. Look at their website. Look at their social media. Look at what they're posting online and what they're interested in. Read a few of their blog posts so you can see the style of the client. What are they up to? Subscribe to their newsletter so you can see, what they're talking about in their newsletter and get a feel for how they write. Do your research on the client so you actually know who you're proposing to. I've gotten a few objections to this method. I think people have in their mind that they just need to be the first one in the gate. That if they say, hey, I'm here, I'm a virtual assistant, here's my website, and they send it really quickly, that they're going to get noticed that way. And it is a way to get noticed in a sense, but let me tell you, someone's not going to hire a virtual assistant just because they were the first person to respond. If you email, even a day later, chances are they didn't hire somebody in the first day. And if you show up in their inbox, or if you show up on their private message in Facebook and you wow them with a personalized, really awesome proposal that's fit specifically to them, that shows that you've done your research, trust me, that's going to stand out way more than just being the first in the gate. The second thing that you want to do is you want to personalize your proposal. So again, this is when somebody posts that they want a virtual assistant. There's somebody that's looking for a virtual assistant. How do you propose to them personally? Well, you've already done your research. So now you can make it personal. What's something that you noticed that you can have a relation to? So maybe you saw that they live in the same state as you. Go ahead and mention that. Maybe you saw that they have a kid. Talk about your kid. Do something that just makes it personal. If they mentioned in a blog post that their dog was sick, ask how their dog was doing. Just do something to make it personal. Make it so they see that you're actually paying attention to them, that you've actually done your research. That's where this comes into play. Step 3 is to put value first. This is so important. Again, it goes back to just taking some time. Whenever you're first trying to land clients, it's okay to spend an hour on a proposal per client. That's what's going to make you stand out. So, what are some ways that you can put value first? The main goal here is to give them something without asking for anything in return. This is how you wow them. Who doesn't like free stuff? Everybody does. So let's say, for instance, they want help with their Pinterest, okay? They want somebody to come in and make some awesome graphics for their Pinterest and manage it and grow their following. Okay, well, what's something that you could do? What if you went on their blog, looked at their past 3 blog posts, and made a Pinterest image for those past 3 blog posts? And just send it to them without any obligation. Say, hey, I went ahead and made these for you. They're yours for you to enjoy. Just use them however you want and just give them that. That's a way to stand out. Another example, maybe they want some help managing content for their blog. Well, why don't you write them a list of potential blog posts? What if you went ahead and wrote the first 3 sections of a blog for them? Just go ahead and give them that. Do your research, make sure it's in the same style that they write in, but go ahead and just send them that and say, here's the beginning of a blog post, or here's an entire blog post that I wrote for you. Feel free to use it. Maybe what they want is something that you don't exactly know how to do yet, but it's something that you're wanting to learn. That's okay. Tell them that. Tell them, hey, I'm not really experienced in this, but I would love to learn it. Let's say, for instance, they say, I'd like some help growing my podcast. Okay, so you say, I have no idea how to grow a podcast. That sounds like way above what I'm able to do, Abby. I'm just starting out. Okay, that's fine. You need to be honest with them and tell them, hey, I'm not a podcasting growth strategist. I can't tell you step by step how to grow your podcast and be 100% sure that that's going to happen. But here's what I can do. Here are 5 articles that I went ahead and researched on how to grow your audience for your podcast. What if we took these 5 articles, list them in your proposal, list them in your email to the person, say, here's 5 articles that I researched. Here's some of the pointers that I got out of this. What if we took these 5 articles and made a step-by-step plan for you to grow your podcast audience? And, they're going to be impressed by that, seeing that you took the time to go ahead and research and see how you could grow their podcast. It wasn't something that you knew how to do, but you went ahead and you researched it and said, hey, here's a few top articles on how to do this. Let's try it. Listen, if you want to stand out to clients, if you want to know the secret for getting clients, it's these 3 things. Do your research. Personalize your proposal, and give value first. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a good one.